Married at First Sight, season 14, episode 2, but this is for the after party, y'all. I don't know if you watched it, so I'm going to give you a little review of it and my thoughts to layer on top of it. So this after party, this is what she asked for, and this is what she got. That was Katina's story, so we're going to talk about that too. But anyway, in this after party, it was Mark, Katina, and Jasmina. And I think they must have filmed this same one the same time as last week's one, because I think Katina had on the same outfit that she had last week. Jasmina changed outfits, and then Mark got slid in because last time Lindsay was there. So anyway, so they opened up, and you know what? The first thing I noticed Mark's eyes. He has really pretty eyes, you guys. Have you noticed them? Really pretty. The way the light was hitting his eyes, his eyes were very pretty. But anyway, Keisha Knight Pulliam asked him, where he got the name Mark the Shark from. He went on to tell everybody that he got it prior to college because he used to go to the beach a lot or whatever else. And I keep saying, Mark, get rid of that name. That slogan is so juvenile. And now that you tell me it was from before college, high school, 18 years old, it is not fitting for a man of your age. It's not sexy. It's not anything. I really think he needs to drop that name, y'all, because I know he ain't married no more to Lindsay. I know it. I know it in my heart. So he needs to get rid of that name before he gets back out here in the dating world. But anyway, they also introduced the drink for the night. The way the after party works is they have a signature drink every week, every night. And so tonight they called it the Oh Shit Sangria. And it was red wine, sangria, orange juice, and cinnamon. And they named it that after Jasmina's meltdown. If you saw my video about Jasmina and Michael, she had a full-on meltdown before the wedding. She was crying, and she said she had a knot in her throat, everything. But you can also see that in my video about Michael. And so she was just explaining that. They were asking her, were you going to be a runaway bride because you were so nervous? And she said, shoot, almost. Because she was saying how long it was a wait. It was a lot of waiting time. And she was saying that the more wait that she had, the more antsy she got. So that kind of did confirm that the production is really drawn out. They even asked Katina how it was for her. Katina was like, I know I look good on my wedding day. Katina, she's something. But anyway, Katina also said that, the day was drawn out. It was very busy. She thought she'd have more time to talk to her husband at that time, her new husband, but she said they didn't get a lot of time to talk. So anyway, they went on to talk about how Jasmina jumped the broom. And so Keisha and I went on to explain what jump the broom meant, what's the history of the fact that slaves weren't able to marry legally. And I don't know if it was just me. I was like, was she looking at Mark the Shark the whole time? Like she was trying to explain to the white guy? But I don't know, that was funny. But anyway, she was explaining that. And fun fact, I don't know if you guys know it, Michael's Haitian. Haiti was the first country to actually abolish slavery. So it also seems fitting, that they jumped the broom, considering the history of, where he's from, Haiti, sorry. Anyway, so what else happened in it? So then they also went on to say, what was everyone's first impressions of their spouses? And so Jasmina was like, I feel good. I felt good about it. Katina said, they asked Katina, was it what you expected? And Katina was like, no, I expected somebody like Michael B. Jordan, 6'3". And I'm like, oh my gosh, Katina. But she did say that the personality that he had was what she wanted. She knew that it wasn't going to be boring. She did say that she was a little bit overwhelmed at the wedding. There was a lot going on. They made fun of the fact that she supposedly can't cook. And she was like, I can cook a little bit. I can cook some mac and cheese and some, baked chicken. And she was just saying, but she's just not, a professional at it. So she did say she can cook a few things. And she wasn't a stranger to the kitchen. They asked Mark about how he felt. And all he kept saying was, it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. Every time they asked him something about Lindsay, he had to take another sip of that drink. So I don't know. I'm still getting vibes from both Lindsay last week and from Mark this week that they are not together. He really was trying to not say mean things about Lindsay. He was using a lot of euphemism, like, yeah, she's a lot. She keeps it interesting. Yeah, you never know what's going to come out her mouth. It was like he was trying not to say anything bad, but he wasn't saying anything nice. Let's put it that way. So they was also asking him about what her dad was saying to him. And Mark was basically saying, yeah, she's pretty aggressive. And they were asking, was this what you're used to? And he goes, not really. He said he's normally used to being with more quiet women or medium quiet. And she's definitely not that. She's more aggressive. And he says, one thing about her is, she's either going to be with you or against you. She's either going to go to bat for you or she's going to go to war with you. So, these to me are all little hints about, how he feels about Lindsay. And so, they even asked Katina how she felt about Lindsay. And she was like, you know what? She's not for everyone. And that's how I feel. She basically said she's too much. She can be too much. And she's not for everyone. And I think Lindsay does have that personality. And you see it amongst like fans out here. People either love Lindsay or they really don't like Lindsay. I'm actually one of the ones that's on the other side that I don't like Lindsay because I think, I don't mind a person being one way, but I don't like when you're that person at the expense of others. And I think what Lindsay does is she doesn't just try to be funny or make jokes. She typically does it at the expense of someone else. And I don't really like that. But anyway, they also talked about what did they think of Olajuwon. They asked Mark, what did you think of Olajuwon? What did you think of Michael? And he said something interesting about Michael. He said that, Michael was an upstanding guy. He was a really kind guy. He was a gentleman. But he also pointed out that when Jasmina was telling the story about how when they had the little intimate moment and how, Michael didn't say a toast or a cheer, but just started drinking the champagne. Mark the Shark pointed out that, yeah, that's pretty interesting because at the bachelorette party, Michael's like, how you not going to share your food with me? Saying that to Mark. And then he says, yeah, so it's funny that he would say that to me, but yet when you were in the champagne moment, he still thought about himself. That's kind of what he's saying. And it's what I picked up on Michael. I think Michael has a selfish streak to him. And I think what Mark points out is he's very clear of when he's not getting something. Michael's clear when he's not getting something, but he is slow to share with others. So I want to see how this plays out in their marriage because I'm thinking we're going to see maybe a selfish streak to Michael in his relationship with Jasmina. And it's going to be interesting to see how she handles that because even when he did that with the champagne, her comment to him, even in the show, was, you better roll that slick back. She said, you better roll that slick back. So she called on her right away. And she said, in fact, she goes, yeah, it was a little bit disrespectful. She laughed about it, which was good. She didn't show like a lot of anger, but she noticed it. And I bet that there's something more there than we don't know. And I think we're going to see that play out in the actual whole episode or whole series this year. That's going to be an interesting storyline to see. But anyway, they were also asking each other what they thought of the different couples. Katina says she thought that Michael and Jasmina complimented each other. She thought they had a lot of things in common. She thought that Jasmina was quick-witted, but Michael got it and Michael's able to handle it. They asked what did they think of Jasmina, what they think of Olajuwon and Katina, and she thought, well, Katina's a reformed, party girl, and that she thought that they had a lot of things in common. And then one of the things they all said, because they were talking about Olajuwon and the whole thing about the strippers and all that, they all said how there are so many sides to Olajuwon. And he has different sides to him. And I think that is going to be the surprise of the season because they led with Olajuwon, the Playboy, the stripper club, all that, right? The wedding, we saw this deeply sensitive side of Olajuwon, the crying, sober Olajuwon, right? So it's like the Playboy, the crying little baby sob story, right? The scared side. And I think during this season, we're going to see so many sides of Olajuwon, and I think Katina felt it because she even said it was a lot, that he is also a lot. So two people used that wording. Mark the Shark used it for Lindsay, and Katina used it's a lot for Mark the Shark Olajuwon. But that's pretty much it, y'all. It was an interesting story. I like the after parties. They're short and sweet. They're only like half an hour. But it kind of gives you a preview of what's going on behind the scenes kind of stuff. So I enjoy it. So that's it. I will catch you guys next week on the next episodes. Be sure to subscribe so you get my alerts, because sometimes I do little videos in between the week just when something comes to mind. Okay, that's it. Talk to you later. Bye.